I talked to you about Senate Bill 17 a couple weeks ago. This is the DEI bill that passed the Senate. Very strong ban on DEI hiring practices, policies at our university level. It also gets rid of the DEI offices. These are hundreds of full-time employees whose job it is to literally spread more Marxism throughout our universities. So Senator Brandon Creighton passed a very strong bill, one of the strongest in the nation, out of the Texas Senate. It went to the House, got completely gutted in committee, and then came to the floor. And then on the floor, the House conservatives put back in language that strengthened it to the point of where it looked more like what the Senate had passed, against the will of House leadership. But then leadership tacked on a little gift to the Democrats at the end. Not a surprise for those of us who are used to watching House leadership operate. But what did it do? It basically said that employees, all these DEI employees, the worst of the worst on our college campuses, of which, by the way, they have a lot of bad employees, but the worst of the worst need to be offered a job to continue to work at our colleges. Well, the Senate went to conference after a whole lot of conservatives came out. Scott Yenner, who's a leading voice who we've interviewed on this program before, came out. Chris Rufo came out, who's probably the leading DEI voice, and said the Texas House put unforgivable language in this bill. I can't remember the exact words he used, but he basically said this is unacceptable. It cannot stand. The Senate has to fight to change this. And they went to conference and they were able to significantly water down the compromised Democrat gift of an amendment that House leadership gave. So yet again, the Senate comes to kind of our rescue, giving us a last-minute victory. Also, the conference committees that met agreed upon language on Senate Bill 12, which is a ban on these sexual performances in the midst of children. This is also yet another big victory for Republicans that they can bank as a victory that happened because conservative grassroots Texans stood up and said, you are not allowed to kill these key conservative policies. And the Texas House was forced to take action, even though they dragged their feet for 4 months. We got it across the finish line. Huge victory.